Hey, what's up guys, it's Alejandro here, and today I'll be talking about Microsoft Edge. This is a video that I was originally going to make about 7 months ago, but unfortunately my computer had some issues and I couldn't really access the clips I recorded, so I just abandoned that video for a while. But now I'm here to make it. During these 7 months, a lot has already changed. People actually prefer Edge over Chrome now. I mean, there's always that group of people that prefers another browser over Chrome. It's not really anything new, but it's also not really a large majority of people. I mean, a lot of people are still going to use Chrome regardless. But that's not why I'm making this video. The reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place is because whenever, I would install Chrome, Microsoft Edge would try to tell me that, no, no, don't do it, bro. Edge is the greatest browser in the world. You don't need to get Chrome. Our browser does everything better. So, I wanted to see if they were for real about that. I actually used Microsoft Edge for a bit, and I used it for about 7 days without touching Chrome once. And I'll talk more about that later, but let's talk more about the history of Microsoft Edge and see where it's going. For those that don't know, Microsoft Edge is a replacement for Internet Explorer, which just recently passed away about 6 months ago. And Microsoft Edge debuted in 2015, and it was included with the Xbox One and Windows 10. Internet Explorer was once on top, but it declined after it got slower and other browsers like Firefox and Chrome started showing up, and a lot of people started using those. And then Internet Explorer was just faded away. It even got to a point where people wouldn't even give Edge a chance. Like, they refused to use Edge because, that's Microsoft. Like, can you really trust Microsoft with another browser after what they just gave us? That's just how people are. And fun fact, I actually used Internet Explorer to register for my college classes on the same day that it got discontinued. I'm not sure why they were still using Internet Explorer, but it still worked. I mean, I was still able to register for my classes. Obviously, it was not very up to date. This browser was just not doing well. No one was using it anymore, except for like 5 people. I don't know. Google Chrome has been on top for about 10 years already. And at this point, the rest of the browsers are just very far away from beating Chrome. But we all know that number one, it's not going to be number one forever. Internet Explorer was number one, and look where that went. Behind Google Chrome is Safari and Edge. Across all platforms, Google Chrome is on top. And on desktop, Edge comes in second place. Not only because it's included with every Microsoft product, but also because it's available on Mac OS and Linux. This is an advantage for Microsoft because, unlike Apple, their browser is not exclusive to their own operating system. I know Apple tried to make Safari for Windows, but unfortunately it was a total failure. They didn't exactly get anywhere with it, so they just discontinued it. Mobile devices in general. Safari is in second place. Most people have an iPad, and a lot more people are having an iPhone. Back then, iPhones were not very common, and nowadays everyone has an iPhone because they've been bullied to no end for having an Android. Safari is second place on mobile devices, and Edge is second place in desktop devices. I use Safari on my phone because, I feel like on mobile, it's really good. It works perfectly fine. I don't like how Google Chrome looks on my phone, so I just don't use that. I do use Chrome for my desktop and my laptop. Google Chrome, it's a pretty good browser. I've been using it for about 11 years, and, I really don't have any issues with it. Schools have always used Chrome. Well, at least when it got popular, of course. They were using Internet Explorer, and then they abandoned it and then moved to Chrome. And some of them are actually using Microsoft Edge. Most schools and businesses will use Chrome. Even if it's like on a Mac computer, they're still going to use Chrome. But will Chrome stay on top forever? Who knows? Internet Explorer was on top. It just faded away, It's gone. It's done. It's not coming back. So anyway, let's talk about my 7-day experiment with Microsoft Edge. So I started by hiding Chrome so I don't use it, and I also hid Safari away so I don't use it. And I used Edge on my phone and the desktop. I also made Microsoft Edge the default browser on both my phone and the computer. I also did this with my laptop, even though I was going to return it in the same week. This was around the time when my senior year was ending. So when I opened up Microsoft Edge for the first time, I was greeted with a news feed. This news feed is full to the brim with politics, advertisements, and my fucking location. I'm not really a political person. I don't like having news shoved in my face. I don't want to think about that for like the rest of the day. And I also don't like advertisements being shoved in my face the moment I open up a browser. And last but not least, I don't like having my location showing. Imagine I'm doing a live stream and I open up Microsoft Edge and boom, there's my location. Now everyone's gonna be searching around town trying to find out where I live, and my front door is gonna be looking like this. Luckily, there is a way to turn this off. And all you have to do is go to settings, go to the content section, and where it says content visible, you're gonna drop down the menu and change it to content off. Also, don't forget to turn off show greeting to hide your location. If you're a streamer or you just screen record videos for videos, then make sure to turn all this shit off, because you don't want that showing. Or just don't use Microsoft Edge just because of that reason alone. Firefox, it also has its own news feed, but it's bit cleaner and it doesn't show your location. However, I still turn it off just to keep things really clean. So now that that's all cleared up, we do get this nice background, and it changes every time you open Edge. Next up, I changed the default search engine to Google, because Bing is just not very good in my opinion, okay? I don't care, if I have to use Microsoft Edge, but I'm gonna have to change that search engine because Bing is just pure garbage, okay? Google does pretty much everything better than Bing. Bing doesn't even have dark mode. Well, neither does Microsoft Paint. Microsoft is kind of behind on the whole dark mode thing, so not everything is dark mode. Bing is also filled with news, advertisements, and my location. Luckily, this can all be minimized, but you shouldn't really have to do this in the first place. Why is it even there? And it's a good thing that every time you go back to Bing, it stays minimized, so that's another good thing. But like I said, why should you have to do this in the first place? Once again, Bing has a nice background that changes every time you open Bing. The search results are less accurate on Bing, and you're probably going to end up burning your house down instead of cooking ramen noodles. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the point. Bing has been getting a little bit better over the years, but not really by a whole lot. It still has a long way to go. So, that's why I'm just going to be sticking to Google. Surprisingly, when it comes to extensions, most of the extensions that I have with Google Chrome are actually compatible with Microsoft Edge. So I'm not really missing out on much here. Most likely it's because they both run on Chromium. They're Chromium-based browsers. So, you get the same extensions. One of the things that Microsoft talked about was the ability to save money. And it is true. You can save a lot more money on certain products, and you can also get coupons for certain websites. Google Chrome, they don't have this. But you can get the Honey extension, which is our sponsor for today. I'm just kidding. I have 348 subscribers. You think they would come to me out of all people? No. But in my opinion, Honey does a better job at searching for the best price. Microsoft Shopping will just tell you, oh, you have the best price, but Honey will actually give you a different price. There's a lower price in another store. Obviously, it does a way better job at searching for lower prices. However, they both work in the same way. It doesn't necessarily happen every time. Microsoft Shopping might tell you, oh, there is a lower price over here. You can get a better price at this other store. It does work, and it's actually pretty good. One of the advantages that Microsoft Edge has over Google Chrome. Microsoft Edge is slightly faster than Google Chrome, but it's a very small difference. You probably won't notice it. It's still the fastest. It's going to get to a point where everything is so fast, it's kind of hard to compete with it because you're not going to notice a difference. But there is something you might notice if you use Task Manager a lot, and it's the fact that Microsoft Edge uses slightly less resources than Chrome. I say slightly because back then it was half of what Google Chrome would use up, but now Microsoft Edge has caught up. I don't know what the hell happened in 7 months to make it to where Microsoft Edge uses up almost the same amount of resources as Google Chrome. What happened there? What did they do that could have done that? But I don't know. Right now, it's still less than Chrome just by a little bit. Microsoft also has better privacy features. Microsoft Edge also has vertical tabs, which I'm not really sure what to say about that. I mean, I never really felt the need to have vertical tabs, but I know there's some people out there that like them. But me personally, I don't like them because, they take up space. It's just a waste of space, in my opinion. But you might like it, so if you want to try it, go try it out and see what you think about it. Microsoft Edge also has Immersive Reader, which is similar to what Safari has. And I use Safari, so, I know about it. I don't use it a whole lot, but I know it's very helpful for a lot of people. It's much more easier to read articles and not have so much ads in the way. It's just words. You can read it way better. And, once again, that's another advantage it has over Chrome. Chrome has better customization features available, such as the numerous amount of themes you can get. I just roll with the simple red theme. I don't really go crazy with it, but there are so many themes to choose from, and Microsoft Edge is just lacking in that department. Chrome also has a more consistent update schedule. Because it's more popular, that means better security for Chrome. If there's an issue, it's going to be patched much faster than Edge. Chrome also has a certified hood classic called the Dinosaur Game. Everyone knows about the Dinosaur Game if you've had your internet go off. And, it's a fun little game to play. Edge also has their own game, and it's called Surf. And it's inspired by a game that was included with Windows 3.0, which for people that were alive back then, it's iconic, but for us young people, the Dinosaur Game is more iconic. Edge and Chrome are very similar to each other, and that's because they're both Chromium-based browsers. Chromium is made by Google. Microsoft is using Google's engine to compete with Google, just like how Google was using WebKit, Apple's engine, to compete with Safari. Of course, it wasn't only Safari. I mean, there's Internet Explorer, which is being beaten while it was down, and there's Firefox. And Google Chrome ended up obliterating every browser in terms of market share. It's crazy that they used an engine from Apple and ended up beating them. But will Edge do the exact same thing? Only time will tell. But the only reason why Internet Explorer fell off is because the performance was getting worse. And by the time they fixed it, it was already too late, and they already lost a massive portion of their users. But right now, Chrome is still going strong after 14 years, so it's very unlikely that it's going to fall off in terms of market share anytime soon. So to answer the question, is Microsoft Edge a good browser? Yes, it is. And with its own extra features and the fact that it's included with every Microsoft product and the fact that Microsoft is a popular company, they may actually have the potential to beat Chrome. Of course, there's already users switching to other browsers. It's been a thing for a while. It's not really anything new, but it's only like a small percentage of people. It's going to be hard to compete with Chrome, but it's not impossible. It might actually happen one day. Edge has the advantage of being included with every Microsoft product. Well, if you have Windows 10 or 11, it's included. And with Windows 7 and 8.1, you can actually install the newest version of Microsoft Edge. Not sure why they made it for Windows 7. It might have to do with the fact that Windows 7 is still very popular to this day. Not very popular, but it's still popular. It's still widely used by a lot of people. Windows 11 already surpassed them not too long ago. A lot of people are still using Windows 7 for some reason. Windows 8.1, okay, I don't know a single person that actually uses Windows 8.1 in 2022. But Windows 8.1 is actually going to die soon. It's going to die in about a couple of weeks, so RIP. Bozo. Do I plan to switch to Edge? Not at the moment. Right now, Google Chrome, I don't really have any issues with it. It runs very good, and it's still a very good browser in 2022. What do you guys think about Microsoft Edge? What browser do you use? Make sure to leave some comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and goodbye.